The true origin story for Leaders Eat Less, which is not in the book, is I had the opportunity to go to Afghanistan. The deal I made with the general was that I would go do my thing, and then he wanted me to come back to headquarters and report out what I had seen and share any insights that I may have gleaned. And so about 2 weeks later, I went back to headquarters and did just that. And I stood in an auditorium smaller than this, and all of the brass was there, all the generals, a bunch of colonels, like all of the brass were there. And I told them what I went through in the airdrop and some things that I was really impressed by and some little tweaks that I could see. And I was going over in my head, do I want to tell the story of coming home with this casket? And I sort of like was debating, and I finally decided to tell the story. And the emotions were raw. I mean, it had just happened. And the emotions were raw. And I started telling the story, and I couldn't. I welled up, and I couldn't get the words out. And something magical happened. And you realize the difference between private sector and these magical human beings. And it's happened, if I'm on a stage and I well up and I get stuck, somebody in private sector will say, it's okay, don't worry, right? As if to push you aside. When I got stuck and welled up on that stage, 2 words were spoken by the 4-star who was sitting at the back of the room. He said, go on. As if to say, go on, you're safe, or go on, we're with you. And that's amazing.
Yeah.
He didn't say stop. In a time of pain, in a time of fear, in a time of overwhelm, he did not say stop. He said, go on. And this is why I wrote that book. Because you realize the power of community, the power of friendship, the power of a strong culture that is built on love. And I don't use that term lightly. If you ask folks in the military, I've talked to the hardest of hardcore warriors, and I say, what is it that makes you good at what you do? And they say love. They say love. They love each other. We call each other colleagues and coworkers. They call each other brother and sister, and that relationship is real. And from that day on, when my friends struggle, I say, go on. And that's why that book exists.